driving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good afternoon. Ta-da! And I got my lighting fixed. So I prefer natural lighting, and and I'm in the corner here, so I'm just gonna show you. So what I did is I covered up most of it, right? But you gotta leave a little bit of light in there. And then so you can kind of see the background, but the end result comes out something a little different. All right. Looks like I got the sunshine above I need to move this lamp a little bit. All right. So I take this lamp, go back a little bit. See how now it looks like kind of like sun. And then you have like this nice light coming in here. So, yep. What, do you think you were just going to come on and I was going to start with everything? And people need to learn patience, man. All right. One day I will figure out a different way to do all this. Let's be honest, this is just shenanigans. And I'm going to get started here in a second. I looked it up here. There it is, 101. See, I knew I was close. All right. All right. Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. Dion, host. Yeah. If you're here, please say hello. It's getting warm enough in here, Matt. Take off the hood. And I'm sure everybody just wants to watch me undress in front of the camera there. So wrong live. This ain't tiny girl. This ain't tiny girl. So the reason I'm talking on this topic today is we alcoholics need to come into agreement with things. And what I don't think we need is anything like a law that separates us. You know, Colorado tried to pass a law where a certain percentage of Mile High and different venues would be required to be sober. And I don't agree with that. No, why? Get your own sober friends together. If you want to do something sober, put your own stuff together. The government, we don't need the government making special places for us. That's ridiculous. Okay? That's also old behavior. That's manipulation. Well, you should give us something special because we're different. You coddle and shield an alcoholic. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. They're going to die an alcoholic death. Well, mocktails. They're coming back around again. Every 2 to 3 years, we do the mocktail thing. Okay? Danger. Danger, danger, Dr. Robinson. Dr. Robinson, danger. Do you know what you're saying to your brain? Do you know how many people, if somebody starts to drink near beer, they're close to going out? They are currently relapsing. Because you're going to tell your brain something. Why did we even start bars? A sober bar. The name in and of itself is redundant. A bar serves alcohol. That's what a bar is called. Oh, but you got to give it some kind of name. So what am I going to do as an alcoholic? It's Friday, so I'm going to go to your sober bar and celebrate the. No, maybe I just go to a fucking meeting instead. If you want to tell people how great or how bad of a week you had, go to your home group and talk to them about it. Okay? So when you drink a mocktail, I'm going to tell you what you're telling your brain. You're telling your brain it's okay to drink. You're already in a precarious place. Why are you fucking around with your sobriety? I hear people walk down and say, I walked down the alcohol aisle so I test my sobriety. The fuck's wrong with you? You spend your time testing your sobriety when you should be at a meeting helping other people. Okay? And I do have a reading. For this because all my answers are in here. Why? Because they're fact. They're fact. So when we go out there and say, hey, you must give us a special place because we are alcoholic, you are actually going against the very fabric of what we actually do. No, our job, I don't hate alcohol. Okay. I'm not oblivious to it, but I'm neutral. I just don't care. I don't care if you're drinking. I may not hang out with you, but I don't care if you're drinking. Do I want some? Not really. Not if I'm going to look like that. No. So I'm going to start at the bottom of page 100. Assuming we are spiritually fit, we can do all sorts of things alcoholics are not supposed to do. Okay? Isn't that what you want? Our job is to be of maximum service to God and the world around us. Do you think creating mocktails is that? I've written down a couple of things people are doing. Here's another one. Blues and Brews. What do you think that is? It's a sober event. But the name in and of itself is dangerous. Those people are fucking with your sobriety and you're allowing them to do it. Not only are you allowing them to do it, you're allowing them to go ahead and do it to other people. And now I'm going to make you realize that this is not good for recovery. Okay? I got back on a V8 kick. And for weeks, my brain asked where the vodka was. So don't tell me it doesn't happen. Don't, because I know when you're fucking lying. Okay? The last mocktail place that was here, fucking, it went under. What's another one? Party Sober. That in and of itself tells me something different. As an alcoholic, okay, that's like that meme that came out where some lady smelling a candle and she goes, oh, this smells like Fireball. And the other girl goes, Becky, we normies call that cinnamon. Okay, certain words will trigger things in my brain, certain areas, certain places. If you sit too long in a barber shop, you're gonna get your hair cut, period. People say we must not go anywhere liquor is served. We must not have it in our homes. We must shun friends who drink. We must avoid moving pictures with show drinking scenes. I would not be able to watch anything. We must not go into bars. Our friends must hide their bottles if we are going to our houses. We mustn't think or be reminded of alcohol at all. Our experience shows that this is not necessarily so. CAA, or let's just put it this way, the 12 steps have several different paradoxes. And here's another one. I do not hate alcohol. I don't hate alcohol. I don't love it, not like I used to, but it's there. It's there. But I'm no longer tempted by it because what I did instead was went and took care of my spiritual malady. Hey, Corey. Oh, Corey, I miss you. I love you. I hope you're doing well, honey. It's good to see you. We meet these conditions every day, and here it is. An alcoholic who cannot meet them still has an alcoholic mind. There is something wrong with something the matter with his spiritual status. Okay, we have a group here that called Sober AF, and please don't get me wrong. They do, yeah. What I do like is that they'll go to areas and have sober spaces for people. I think that's legitimate. I think that's great. I think that's fantastic. I don't like the as fuck portion, right? Like fuck fentanyl. For me, I was talking to the person that does the fentanyl with me, and the only people I think that really get to wear those shirts are people that had their day with it or lost children to it. Other than that, it does not belong to me. Okay. Now, here in Colorado, there was a group of people and they decided to put one on. It was called Fuck Fentanyl, and they were holding it in a church. Now, I want you to tell me, does that match in your head? No. I don't hate fentanyl either. I don't hate fentanyl. I'm not allowed to hate it. Get it? Okay. So the same group, and they're doing great. So please, but then what they wanted is they wanted us to change the laws so that there was like 5% of Mile High Stadium that could be sober only. No, that is wrong. We are not making laws to accommodate my feelings. Bullshit. As God's children, I stand on my own 2 feet. I walk with my own courage. I don't need a safe space. I am the safe space. That makes a lot more sense to me. All right. And here it is. In our belief, any scheme of combating alcoholism which proposes to shield the sick man from temptation is doomed to failure. That's experience. Okay. Let's remember there were thousands, hundreds, millions of people that came before us. You think they didn't try this stuff? You think that your stuff is new? It is not. It's the same bullshit that was happening in the 90s when I was doing it before. Except back then it was near beer. But it's the same thing. They're trying to get you back, trying to switch you back. And anybody that is doing that for you is unthinking. They're not thinking of you. They're not thinking of anybody else. What they want is money. That's the intention behind any of that. Okay? I went to work for, so let's say, and this did happen. I go to work for a company, right, as a recovery coach. and they send me their contract, and I look at this contract, and I know contracts very well because I was in the banking business. I went to court about contracts. I know these contracts very, very well. And I could tell that this was cut and paste from the internet. This is my first step in them hiring me, and the laziness is already showed through. What do you think about that? See, any contract that has a non-compete clause in it is illegal. It's not legal. And I know this because I stayed in a courtroom for 2 fucking months arguing this shit. Corey's here. I'm putting, maybe Corey makes me preach. I kind of want to cover something, and you guys tell me if I'm just full of shit or not. Okay. So I was thinking on this, and yeah, I've been in the program, I've been out of the program, but even while I was drinking, I would get people sober. I was always AA. I was, if somebody else was in trouble, I would take time. I would take time, and I would even do this stuff. Okay. So that means that I have been in this field since I was 18 years old. And that means I've been doing this stuff for 34 years. And I've kept that at a minimum 7 years, 10 years, because it feels like I'm bragging, but it's all true. And it's about time. Dion said, hey, you know what? It's great that you've been doing this for a long time. But I'm going to tell you something. It still doesn't matter. If you're not doing the right thing, that amount of time doesn't mean shit. Okay? We have got to be thinking about other people. This is how I know whether you have done the work or not. By your actions. Okay? So this is how I do things. I do my walk, and then I talk. I do my walk, then I talk. Because then everything I'm bringing to you is fact and true. It happened. See? If I talk before I walk, I'm what ifing. I am what ifing. It isn't until I'm either going through something or completing something that I can actually bring it to you correctly. Okay? There's sometimes I come on here, I'm trying to figure something out, and you guys let me run my mouth until I do. Or you throw up good suggestions. Happens all the time. What do we call that? We call that we aren't all sick on the same day. Right? There'll be days that I'm not doing well, but Corey and Malin are. And they can help me. And the opposite is true. And that's what we do for each other. That is recovery. Because there's no money changing hands. There's no expectations. Hey, where are you going this weekend? Well, I'm going to Blues and Brews. Well, should you really do that? Oh, no, it's a sober event. Oh, well, no, it's not. No, it's not. Okay. I love sober. I think they're great. Don't get me wrong. Okay. But we are self-supporting through our own contributions. Okay. So we don't need to be going asking the government for favors because the government always wants something back and they don't belong in recovery in the first place. So keep your politics out of my fucking recovery world. Would you? Would you? In fact, just stay the fuck out of it. If you're not in recovery, just stay out of it. We'll get the people that we need. Trust me. We know what we're doing here, folks. We do. Yeah. What sucks is a lot of people don't want to hear this. So for years, I've been coming on here. I'm coming up on 5. Well, let's just call it 4.5 right now. And I don't know how long I'm going to continue doing this. I may do this for the rest of my life. I don't know. And anyway, back to the topic is that anything that shields an alcoholic from temptation is doomed. Any of it. It doesn't matter because the intentions are wrong. Now, if you want to gather up a bunch of people, because see, you can do things like if you want to go because it's cheaper in bulk. Yeah, if you buy tickets in bulk, it's cheaper. That's not for alcoholics, that's for everybody. So quit presenting that you got a discount for buying bulk. That's bullshit. It's a lie. Anybody can do that. Right? So just be careful of those unthinking people. They are not for us. They're not for us, man. Okay? All right. I think that's what I got on it. Anything else would just be me bitching and complaining. Nobody wants to hear that. So thank you guys. Thank you guys again. Thank you, everyone. Still working on that. For being here. Happy Friday. And I hope you all have a great weekend. I have lunch with my daughter tomorrow. I haven't seen her in a while. I wasn't excited this morning, but I'm getting a little bit more excited now that it's getting closer. So I feel good about that. I get to be excited. I love you. Corey, it was good seeing you again. And no matter how, I'm going to tell you something. If I don't talk to you for years, you'll always be a friend of mine. Let me put it that way, Corey. And I love you. All right. And then, Malin, please don't feel left out or anybody else. I just haven't seen Corey for a little while. And she was one of our speakers and she did a great fucking job. And I love her. I love her stuff. All right. Thank you, everybody. I love you. Peace out and have a day.